since I am dealing with this throat situation, this does make my stated goal of today, in addition to the continued Korok obtainment, a little bit of a challenge. I was hoping to finally do what I had been talking about doing for nearly this entire playthrough, and that is discuss the story of this game and how it can be more effectively expanded upon. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do that. It was a white notebook-looking thing. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, those are my business cards from work. Which I was at a gathering of streamers up in Seattle over the weekend, and there were a few people who had like business cards for their streams. I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. I could do that. I could totally design something like that. Then I have to be willing to pay the money for it, and also have people to actually give it to, and I don't know if that would, how often that would actually happen. Anyways, let's see. Oh, hang on. Rock. Where are you, Rock? There you are. Wow, you are hiding. How many Koroks are we on? We are on... Actually, we're doing pretty good. We have 84% of all Koroks located. So it goes right there. There we go. So we shall continue, and we're at 423 seeds collected, and that doesn't include all the ones that we turned in already. All right. So I will attempt to discuss and share my thoughts in regards to expanding the Tears of the Kingdom story, something that I have talked about wanting to do many a time, and have been thus far fairly unsuccessful at doing it. From what few discussions that we have had previously, I don't need to bring back Hestu. Hestu never left. Ah. That's Cass. We will see Cass again whenever I redo Breath of the Wild, which won't be for a little while, because I need a break from all of this. Anywho. So from what I've discussed before, we have established that we are keeping the sequel nature of Tears of the Kingdom to Breath of the Wild, because that makes things a little bit easier to continue to manage. We just need to make sure that the sequel nature is more readily established, instead of trying to hand wave it away, as it were. It very easily provides for the setting of the game, which is a Hyrule in rebuild. Now, depending on how the the setup would go. I'm not particularly good when it comes to cinematography. Yeah, you could start just like we do in the game with Link and Zelda going down the stairs and into the depths. Or you go a little bit before that. So, keeping in mind with the intro that we are provided, we can start there, and we can instead have some flashbacks as the pair of them are going down underground. And through those flashbacks, give the setup to what it is that is exactly going on. We see that Hyrule is in the middle of rebuilding, and Zelda is coordinating that rebuild. We get an opportunity to see Zelda's disposition towards the people's love of her and everything that she is doing. And we also get a feel as to the relationship that Link and Zelda have at this point. There is more than enough here for me to completely buy into the Link and Zelda ship for this game. And so that is something I would want to keep. Not something that would be recognized as, oh, they're a couple right here, right now, but more of one of those everyone realizes it except for them kind of deal. Kind of like a, oh my gosh, just kiss already. Don't want... But Zelda is far too, well, it's her. We see how self-sacrificial Zelda is. And so it comes as a surprise to nobody that she is still very much, I'm focused on my task and everything that is going on around me, especially now that my power has awakened, regardless of how active it currently is at the moment. Basically, through everything that happened in the first game, she has obtained her self-confidence and feels capable of doing everything she can to aid in the country, but she is not particularly good at reading herself, as it were. And then Link, I haven't really thought of how much Link would have regained his memories. There we go. But I do think that Zelda is the primary anchor to Link's life at this point. Either because the only memories that he really has held on to from his past life is that from Zelda, so it's his only real anchoring point in reality. Or because everything else that he knew and cared for is lost, and therefore Zelda is kind of the only remaining purpose that he has. Because his family is gone, this is what he had trained for. And... And it's the only thing that makes him feel like he has a place in this world that he really doesn't know. No, because he's had all that time to explore on his own. So no, that wouldn't be the case that Zelda is the only world that he knows. So probably would make more sense then that we hold on to the lack of memories beyond just Zelda. Hi, Allie. I'm doing all right. My throat is upset with me. Don't know why, but it is. So I'm dealing with it. By talking way too much. So yeah, so we'll keep that. Link's only real memories of the past are the ones that he remembers of Zelda. And so she's his only real connection to the life that he once had. So he is still very fierce in his dedication of helping Zelda. He himself doesn't have any real purpose in his life. And so he is following her because she has a plan. She has something she wants to do. Link doesn't, so he's just going along with it. Regardless, in the midst of us getting that understanding of this is their relationship, this is how they are interacting with each other, etc., there is then a group who have been investigating the... Not just investigating, but trying to clear out the castle. Because as nice as Lookout Point is, it was only really ever established as a temporary headquarters. So the idea would be that as soon as the castle, or at least part of the castle, maybe like the bottom floor, was rendered hospitable, they would then transfer operations for the reconstruction into... into the castle. So the people who are doing that come to Zelda and Link and say, we have found this passage that we have never seen before. We have no idea where it leads. It seems super ancient. And of course, the idea of ancient underground such and such, especially something underneath Hyrule Castle, is something that Zelda's ears would immediately perk up. It's like, oh my gosh, we gotta go explore this. This seems amazing. And so, the two of them would then proceed underground. That's kind of the end of the flashbacks. However it is that you want to piece the live act, the present day, going down the steps, looking at some of the old guardhouse things, etc., the barracks, the old weapons, etc. And then all of the stuff that we see in... Okay, apparently this wasn't a good idea. But I might... just gonna game him over. As one is wont to do. Ow. And now to deal with you. Thank you. Alright. Charge! See, this works a lot better. Look at that. Much better. Though now I need to move my car. It's stuck. There we go. Okay. The events that happen at the beginning of the game, underneath Hyrule Castle, with discovering the murals and meeting Ganondorf and all those things, is pretty darn good as is. I don't think there needs to be a whole lot of change with that. Maybe... I think the only thing that I would be particularly want to change there, that could have made 0 sense. I think the only thing that makes sense to change is to give the Sneaky River escargot. Sneaky River snail roasted whole in its shell. The meat is soft and a little chewy. Pulling all the meat from the shell in one go fills you with a sense of accomplishment. I would want to put the Zonai in context related to the Calamity. Because up until this point, all of the research that Zelda did in Breath of the Wild was in relation to the Sheikah and Calamity Ganon. So there really shouldn't be all that much information that we have in connection to the Zonai. I have to leave my car now. It's very sad. So the information that Zelda has regards to what the Zonai are, what they did, so on and so forth, should be pretty sparse. Which, of course, would actually make things really, really exciting for her, because it's, oh my gosh, there's something that super, super ancient race who legends say was part of the original founding of Hyrule and all of those things. It's something she'd get really, really excited about. God dang it. The next two are like here, and actually they're both like right next to each other. Why are there so many right next to each other? Whatever. Let's see what we can do about it. So, yes, put the Zonai in context of the Calamity. And you don't even have to say all that much aside from this predates the Calamity. Predates the Sheikah. This is how ancient we're talking about. It makes it sound super old, super impressive. And then we have all of the other events that happen underneath, meeting Ganondorf, Zelda being transported through time, all of that stuff, so on and so forth. And that brings us to the Sky Islands and to the beginning of the gameplay proper. I had already said before that I think Minoru should have been part of this game from the beginning as our companion slash guide character. This works doubly well if we are given no information about the Zonai from the get-go. Since it's super, super ancient, there's practically no record of who they were and what they did. Pura then becomes our window into what the Zonai were like, and what they did, and so on and so forth. Huh. This is not the one I was expecting. I'll wait on you. I'm guessing it's down here somewhere? Except it shouldn't be. Unless there's some kind of overhang. I went way too far over. Okay, supposedly the Korok is right here. I don't know how that makes any kind of sense. So I'm gonna wait on that. Let me grab these. I'm guessing. There we go. Wait, really? Where is... Okay, it's supposed to be right here. And it is most definitely not right here. Unless it's up there? No, why would it be up there? Doesn't make any sense. It makes literally no sense. It's not how it's listed on the map. And I've already been to the top of this mountain. There is a Korok up there that we already got. Let's take a look. Some kind of passageway, cave of some kind. I'm not seeing it. I don't know why I'm switching rooms. It's not like I can do anything with lighting lights. This is going to be extremely frustrating. I mean, it already is, so... So I guess I will continue. Oh! If it's not up here, it has to be in here. Alright. We need to get into the cave. The quickest way to get there may not have been the way that I'm going right now. It also puts us really close to a few blocks, so we'll grab these first. So, if we have Minoru from the get-go, there is one thing that needs to be clarified from the get-go, and that is the fact that Rauru is present as a ghost during the beginning segments. If we have Minoru there instead, that would mean that Rauru's presence is predominantly unnecessary. The challenge with that, of course, is the fact that Link has his arm. So there can be a segment where the two of them meet, but it has to be very briefly, very minimal interaction to allow for Minoru to be the one to explain everything that is going on and all the different stuff and the Sky Islands and all of that stuff. I heard a thing. Hello? I'm running out of arrows again. I am going the wrong way. Oops. Okay, so Minoru then is the one that explains to Link nearly everything. There is the only message that Link needs to get from Rauru essentially is, I'm glad I could get you out of there. Because basically, the arm is what was holding and preserving Rauru's spirit. So, since the arm was transferred to Link, there is nothing really holding Rauru present, as it were, in the physical world. He doesn't have enough strength to manifest himself as the ghost just because it's been so long. And so he more or less vanishes into the arm, which I think is what is the situation from the get-go, but it's never really explained. But I think that would be a better explanation as opposed to just random ghost around for random reasons. Hi, bear. Hi, bear. So, I'm glad I could get you out of there. It has been so long. Zelda has told me so much about you. I pray that you will have success where we could not. Very kind of vague last words. But enough to give an idea of there's stuff going on. His will has been left to Link. So on and so forth. So, if they are in here instead, I think I heard one. Likely up there. Let's go climb some mountains. So then eventually we are introduced to Minoru, who is residing in the pad. The big question that needs to be answered is... Ah, there you go. I was hoping that the arrow would still be here. It is not. It should be right around here. There it is. The other eye. Oof. Now we can get out of here. Looks like there's one like right around here. It might be on top of Selma's house. So, big question is, how in the world did the Purapad get here? And why the heck is she inside the Purapad? And the big reason that is a problem is because we are trying to... Oh, it's not here. Okay. Must be over here then. Because we are trying to preserve the surprise of Zelda's actual whereabouts. Minoru knows, but Minoru is not telling, at least not immediately. So in order for that to make sense, we need to give an explanation as to what Minoru is doing there. That would make some kind of reasonable sense to a relatively confused Link. I think it's on top of that peak right there. I'm thinking a kind of half-truth. There's no easy one here, so let's head south. Actually, there's one right there. Let's go for it. Okay. So, a kind of half-truth. Minoru was put in the Purapad at Zelda's behest. Or it was a united effort between the two of them. So Minoru could say that... oh gosh. Because if she says that Zelda put her there, or at the very least, like, kind of implying that she was programmed into the system, as it were, by Zelda, then the question is, well, why can't she tell where Zelda is? I suppose it would not be untrue to say that she doesn't know where she is. I think part of that challenge then would be to more firmly establish what is her... Okay, there's supposedly a clock right here. It seems inaccurate, so... There isn't a cave or anything nearby, is there? No. Oh! There it is. I found you. So we have to deal in half-truths that can be reasonably bought. So saying that she doesn't know where Zelda is a true statement. Because it answers the question without saying, oh yeah, she turned into a dragon. Let me give you this whole freaking tragic backstory with no prompting whatsoever. As to why she doesn't give it a full info dump, oh my gosh, Link, you're finally here. I've now met you. Let me tell you everything that just happened. There are a couple of options here, and that I can think of off the top of my head, and I think both of them are very feasible. Option one is the last time Zelda saw Link, he was attacked by Ganondorf, and his arm was horribly mutilated. She would no doubt be worried that whenever they're able to meet, that Link would not be in any kind of state to be able to handle the breadth and the depth of the task that would be available, at least not until he is given sufficient time to recover. And so the cursing that we see at the beginning that robs Link of all of his health and stamina could then be given as a reason why that information is not given immediately. Because we also see that the tasks necessary in order to find Minoru, learn, and consequently kind of learn, at least from her, the truth of what happened requires a health check. And then gaining the Master Sword itself is a stamina check. So having both of them together then kind of gives a proof of, okay, you are now, Link, able to bear the burden of this truth because you are of this horrible thing that happened in the past, because now you can rectify these wrongs and also bear the reality of what happened. That's so chilly. Oh, gosh. The other reason is a more personal one, as Minoru may still be feeling maybe not necessarily responsible, But at the very least, there could be an element of survivor's guilt, extreme loneliness. Regardless of how long she's been in stasis in the Puripad, she has not exactly had much of an opportunity to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, Sage of Spirit, recover from all of the trauma that occurred, because the implications are there wasn't a whole lot of time between Ganondorf being sealed and Zelda going dragon. Nah, kindergarten is fine. It's middle school you have to watch out for. Done. Oh, you're not dead yet. Let me fix that. Ooh, there you go. That'll do it. So I think the two of those together should be at least enough of an explanation for the inevitable Minoru, why didn't you tell me? Which would inevitably come after finding out that Minoru knew of what had happened for however long that the two of them are traveling together, and she never said anything. Most of the events that take place up on the Sky Island work as expected. And that is what would then lead to the next one's like right here. Maybe here? There's no good way to get it. Jump over here. Is this in-game cooking tips, or is this real-world cooking tips? Because there's a very big difference between the two. Ah. Huh. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Also, I don't feel like fighting another one. Ah. Yeah, that I've heard of before. Some people like eating them raw. For some unknown reason. not here, so must be. Oh, you know what? I bet it's this rock right here. See, the thing about instant ramen, so much sodium. Just all the sodium. So it really doesn't matter how you consume it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Now, there was a part of me that absolutely would adore Minoru and Purah getting the chance to talk shop. Oh, it's cold. However... Oh, wait. Yes. However, I don't necessarily think that that would be a good idea, because Purah would be smart enough to deduce the flaws in Minoru's explanations and arguments, shall we say, to really get at the heart of what's going on, where Link, who does not have that level of expertise, would be able to do anything. So at the initial outset, probably not a good idea. So the question is, how much does Purah interact with the outside world, at least at the outset? There are definitely times where she would be noticeably quiet. And how does she want to play that off, so to speak? You see, this is where we get into the trouble of the challenge of inter-character interaction, because suddenly there are a lot of questions to ask that some people would want to know about. Oh, you are from this. Oh, you're not something that I put together when I created the Purah pad. What the freaking heck are you? I want to analyze you. You can't do that. Well, why not? It's uncomfortable. What do you mean uncomfortable? Something's weird here. So there needs to be a convincing explanation as to why... Oh, it only needs 3. Nice. Minoru is what she is without raising too much suspicion. So perhaps then instead, the identity that Minoru gives to Link and subsequently to anyone else is not that of a program, but that of a spirit. That would, at least at the outset, make sense to Link, because he literally just interacted with one. So I just interacted with one ghost that doesn't have the capability to stay around. Here's a second ghost. Okay, this one I can talk to and get some idea of what the heck is going on. Now, there is but so much information that Minoru can give because it's been thousands of years and so on and so forth. Tens of thousands. But depending on how she decides to play off her scenario, she can then reveal as little or as much information as she herself feels comfortable revealing, which then can serve to continue the plot without worrying about spoiling the situation more than it needs to. The implication would then be that Minoru is just a long-dead ghost that inhabited the Puraplat because it was a place to stay. And there could be some implication of, like, I sensed a lot of life energy here, something that would be, like, very unique to Zelda. It felt warm and right and all that kind of stuff. Which can be very true statements, albeit leaving out the detail of what Minoru is actually there for. Thus making the reveals that we get later on a little bit more pertinent. The other major thing I want to make sure that gets addressed in this retelling is the purpose of the depths. It's never touched. It's never elaborated on in-game. It's just this place that just happens to be here and has stuff in it. And so understanding exactly what it's there for, maybe not exactly, but to some extent, understanding what it's there for, and at the very least, giving it a little bit more purpose than simply, we wanted more space for you to wander around in. Okay, there are two, like, right here. Go here. But that is everywhere in the Hebra region. So, yay. But the depths themselves, I don't think need to be explored immediately. So instead, it's not something that is touched until after the first region, which in this case would be the Rito. The directions that we kind of get are pretty indicative of that being the direction that we quote-unquote should go as far as the story is concerned. So I'm good with doing it in the way that we did it in this playthrough, which is Rito, Goron, Zora, Gerudo. Chili pepper? Chili pepper. Oh, don't you guys start, I'm busy! So rude. There we go. Okay. Most of the events in all 4 areas, I'm pretty satisfied with staying as is. The only primary concern I have is that of our Phantom Zelda, which should be kept much more vague. Because we don't want it so painfully obvious that this is a phantom evil Zelda. It's more of a something is manipulating events in some fashion, but we're not entirely certain what that is. I need to stop changing outfits until I know for certain that... I keep thinking I'm done with the snow, and then something else shows up that's like, oh, no, I'm not done with the snow yet. I'm almost completely certain that this is the last one that's in the snow, though, so... Interspersed with those events of the 4 regions, there are 2 primary things that need to be interspersed between them. And that is the depths and the Yiga, and then the flashbacks with Zelda. It is nice that the events of Age of Imprisonment are canon, because that gives us a lot more to work with in terms of scenes and events that we can intersperse throughout the story to give more context and screen time to Zelda. Like that. Okay. I want my cool out. But the most important change, as I have mentioned before, is to ensure that all of the events that we see Zelda experiencing are events that Link is unaware of. He does not see those events. As such, the things that we as a viewer get to experience and see helps us to piece together what is going on. But Link, thereby, is unaware of what is happening. Therefore, the things that are happening to him take him completely by surprise. Meanwhile, the things that we see in regards to the dragons, especially Zelda, of course, but also Phantom Zelda, Phantom Ganon, as it were. Those are developed over time, which then leaves us relatively guessing. You're all the way over there? Ew. Why would you do that? So, for example, learning about the nature of dragons, you can have that scene where Minoru is saying, like, this is not something that you should even consider doing because dragons are such and such. There we go. And then it's like right around here. But then you can transition that conversation over to an incident or a scene in which Link is interacting with one of the three dragons. There are no scenes there's no quests or anything in Tears of the Kingdom where you have to interact with any of the three dragons, which I feel like is a little bit of a missed opportunity. If we're going to have something where like the whole lore of dragons is important, I feel like you should be taking some time to interact with them. Probably an easy way to do that would be to have someone who is obsessed with the dragons. Oh my gosh, I've never seen these before. I've heard tales about them. This is so fucking cool. Do you want to go see these dragons up close? That kind of deal. So you can get some of the local legends surrounding the dragons and juxtapose that with what the Zonai know about those dragons. And you can share legends and theories that are kind of true, not so true, completely false, whatever it happens to be. Whatever flavor you want to use to spruce that up. That kind of stuff can be the kinds of things that some of the researchers are uncovering because there's all of this history that is being found. Additionally, there is a lot of stuff that is being fantasized and speculated on because of all of these sky ruins that have just come out of nowhere seemingly and settled on the earth. Oh, speaking of which, what's up, dude? So you get more of a dual story. Zelda's story and Link's story, and they are told in a way where the two are reflecting off of each other. It also makes for really fun transitions if you're talking about dragons in one world and then you transition to an incident or story involving dragons in the other one. I think we're looking for this one. I am correct. Go! Oh. Thank you very much. Like that. The other question, then, is the use of the depths. Now, we do get a pretty nice introduction to them. It's just nothing is ever done with them beyond that point. I don't think the depths should reveal themselves as a thing until after the situation with the Rito has been resolved. It's, oh my gosh, look what we discovered over the course of our investigations as to what happened during this earthquake or whatever. Look at this! Big giant hole. We've already sent some people down to investigate. You would want to go in the other direction. Why do you do this to me? In fact, you know what? I'm coming back to you after I get this other one, because otherwise it's just going to be a long back. I think it's at the top of that tall rock. Now, despite everything we get for age... Oh, no, I'm wrong. It's over here. I think it's that one. Despite everything we get in Age of Imprisonment, we don't actually get information in regards to what is happening in the depths even then. They were still that old. So the implications are that there was some kind of grand conflict. Oh, it's on the skeleton. Of course it is. I bet it's on the tail. Let's see. Good. Very careful. Excellent. And of course, there was a thing right here. Ah, oh well. It's fine. It's not too hard. So one of the things that I think would be a good thing to uncover as part of the exploration of the depths is the nature of this grand conflict that happened even before all of the stuff that happened in Zelda's time. And there you can kind of get a combination, because there are hints of stuff that Zelda and everyone, and Minoru, particularly Zelda and Minoru, speculated about when they were down there during Age of Imprisonment. And then additional stuff that Link and Minoru are then able to uncover as they are down there here in the current day. I happen to have... Yes, I would. Perfect. So we drive. What we know about that war, in combination with the dragon skeletons that are down there, and the presence of the evil spirits that Ganondorf is able to harness and control, you can picture, and in our retelling, then we could develop a actual piecing together of a story surrounding kind of the overall fall of the Zonai people, thus illustrating how what has occurred is not a new phenomenon, but is in fact something that has occurred in some form previously and is now being repeated in the form of Ganondorf, who has obtained the power to utilize these things. And of course, as part of that, in the depths, we have the presence of the Yiga, and so uncovering what it is that they're up to, the fact that Koga has survived the initial confrontation that he and Link had in Breath of the Wild, and trying to piece together exactly what he is doing. Now, I am fine with the Yiga learning how to utilize the Zonai materials, trying to create contraptions of their own. That's all well and good, but I do want their ultimate discovery and their big thing that they're going to provide to the great Ganondorf to be a little bit more impactful than just, well, what was just a bunch of rockets strapped to each other. Perfectly honest. I think it would be better if it was somehow connected to these dark spirits in some way. Maybe some kind of, repository where a whole bunch of them are, which could thereby either power up Ganondorf or, at the very least, help bring him back to his prime form. It's much more effective if, despite all of the hero's efforts, the opponents are able to fulfill their objectives. So, at first, it seems like they are only putting together these contraptions that have varying degrees of efficacy, but it's only later that you find out that they're actually gathering dark spirits for Ganondorf to absorb. In this version, we learned that Koga never actually found Ganondorf, but it works better, of course, for a lackey to actually know their master. And so instead, we would have that kind of relationship where they were able to find Ganondorf, and Ganondorf is commanding them to help gather the dark energy so that he can be fully revived. Which is why he is not immediately taking over. He is... Yes, there was that flood of evil energy at the very beginning, but that was actually all of the reserves that he had. And he couldn't immediately just go out and conquer the world. He needed to get the dark energies back so he could be effective in his conquest. I've said before how much I would love a revamping of the situation at Hyrule Castle. Melding together the information from the information from the floating platforms, the records that were left there, with the information that Zelda is learning about a doppelganger of sorts, along with the actual stuff that is happening at Hyrule Castle, as Link is being led along by Phantom Ganon, disguised as Zelda. God dang it, I hear that. All right, who's dying? You're dying. And you're dying. Are we good? Are there any more Octoroks that feel like dying today? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you! Ugh. Rude. Taking all the apples. And a bear. There are too many things here. Okay. I think I've covered all of the primary topics that I would want to see addressed. I feel a little bad that I'm not doing them in any kind of detail, but that's what I get for not tackling this discussion until the back end of everything. I have no one to blame but myself. I'm gonna go right here. There's no easy way to get there. Fine. Do it the normal way. Actually, it's easy. Stop it! Some people, they don't know when they're outclassed. There is the matter that... Oh. Freaking rain. There is the matter of all of the Sheikah stuff being completely MIA. They essentially hand-wave it away in the game, and I don't think that is fair to the Sheikah stuff as a sequel. So I would have the Sheikah Towers be repurposed into the Lookout Towers. That would, of course, change their locations, making them where they are in Breath of the Wild versus how they are now, but I think that makes more sense. And we're worried about narrative here, not gameplay. That's... We'll keep going by foot. I can walk. Double rainbow! Nice! I love that. The other things that need to be addressed with this telling is the character development. I mentioned before, and would be completely highlighted by the incident at Hyrule Castle, is Link's major character flaw for this game that he needs to address is the... Oh, there it is. Is his single-minded attitude and his propensity to go it alone. Obviously, that is what he did for all of Breath of the Wild. It is how he has functioned so well. But also, he has basically formed a almost emotional dependency on Zelda. And so what he needs to learn is how to rely on other people. That he's not in this alone. It's not just him and Zelda versus the world. There are all of these other friends and companions who believe in him, trust in him, and in turn also support him. That would be primarily illustrated by his main companions who, unlike this game, that are simply reduced to being these phantoms, would instead be traveling with him. I have never stopped by to see Melania. Because I never needed to. You can see I'm just kind of skipping this over. Drop. It's an interesting fusion between Hona's song and Great Fairy Song. There you are. Where are we going? Dare I ask? I hate you. Why up there? Huh. So you are providing me with some lumber, a spring, and a balancing device. Also a couple of platforms. That's strange. However, I think I can work with this. I could do the easy way. And just create something to launch everybody up there. But I don't think that it's going to go all the way. Let me take it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take advantage of these materials. All right. Go. What? Fine. Are you sure? Wow. You suck. This is not going to work as designed. That's frustrating. Fine, get back down here. Ha! Are you sure? That is so dumb. What's the point of having a spring if I can't launch crap? Ugh. So dumb. Whatever. Come on, let's go. Way too much effort. Way too much effort. Whatever. Do what I gotta. Okay, I don't have an easy warp out of here, so I'm gonna grab the 2 Koroks that are up here first. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Oh. I could wait for it to stop raining. That's never a reliable way to do this, but they've given it to me, so I'm gonna take it. Works for me. Okay, what was I talking about? I honestly can't remember. Dang it. Too much distraction from the Korok. Curse you, Korok. Distracting me from my plot talk. I'm willing to bet that the other one is also up there, just over here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Ah, it's you. Oh, character flaws, character development. That's what I was talking about. So, yeah, so they're all traveling together instead of being phantoms, as we've talked about before. And the conversations that they are having together, and especially in the incidents that show that Link is not alone, all that stuff, it helps build a sense of camaraderie and true friendship between him and the people around him. Oh, crap. Dang it! I don't have enough arrows. I've run out of arrows. Beetle, where are you? I need more arrows. I'm off by one. It sucks. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Beetle! I require your salesmanship. Where's Beetle? There he is! Beetle! Come here!
Wow!
There. Alright, back to the thing I was doing. Frustrating. Oh, frustrating. There sadly wasn't a whole lot of character development for Zelda during Age of Imprisonment. I think one of the things that bugged me the most about Age of Imprisonment was that there was no real development for any characters. It was just, here's the situation, We're gonna get through this situation. We got through the situation. Now the story has been told. The end. Weren't a whole lot of stakes, despite the fact that everything was really epic and awesome. So we would want to give Zelda a means of development herself. And the point of development for her is to... It's a further development of the problem that she has been having. In Breath of the Wild, there was this drive to be what everyone expects her to be, which is only realized when she learns to let go and stop worrying about all of the supposed expectations of other people and all of that. And so the main problem that this particular Zelda has, which can then be explored in two different ways in the two different games, is learning to have a love of and an understanding of oneself, and not be so dependent on the needs and the expectations and the opinions of other people. So that's something that she needs to be more willing and able to do. Something that she herself needs to learn through the course of her journey in the past. There would need to be more emphasis given on the kinds of things, for example, that Sonia was trying to teach her before she was killed. To let things happen in their own time, and to enjoy the places and the people that you have around you, not simply to fulfill expectations or to build them up, but because it is something that you yourself legitimately enjoy. And so, for example, we never got the opportunity to watch Rauru and Minoru dance, and Sonia's musical proclivities and singing as a part of that. And there's also the fact that she's in the middle of a war. This is a Zelda who before was always running away from the war. She never had that proclivity for battle. The battle that we see in Age of Calamity is a different timeline Zelda. And so she has to learn what it's like to be in battle, in war. And she also, as a part of that, needs to learn how to take care of herself amidst such strenuous conditions. How important it is for her to focus on herself. Not just for the... for the betterment of everyone around her, but simply for her own. Her own self-worth and her own needs and desires, and how important that is. That she's allowed to have wants and desires, even if those wants or desires are to help people. They need to be because she wants it, not just because it's what people expect. And part of that self-discovery for both of them would be how much they want to be with and care for each other. And so each of them, in their own way, maybe even simultaneously as the narrative is being told and constructed, they find it out at the quote-unquote same time. I like my car. Hanging on my car. Even though it is comparatively rather slow, this might not be the best idea. Ah, Dinnerall again. Hey, what's up, buddy? In fact, there are a lot of opportunities in, particularly in helping Rauru, which we do see Zelda get the chance to do in Age of Imprisonment by helping him discover himself and to deal with his grief. Zelda can learn to care for herself as well. Kind of discovering and realizing her love for Link through Raru's love for Sonia. Yeah, this might not have been the fastest one of these. It's fine. I'm actually probably going to want this for the next Horizon transport. Of course. I took the picture of the Octorok Lake. I didn't check the Octorok Lake. I should have done that. Because look, here's a Korok. Which I'm now having trouble picking up. Sorry. I touched on this briefly before, but I definitely see a not necessarily a falling out, but certainly a feeling of maybe minor betrayal when Link finds out that Mineru knew what had happened to Zelda and didn't say anything. Oh, there was one right there. Oh, it doesn't matter. Whee! be a conversation that the two of them have to have while they are trying to put together a body for a mineral. Because first the information would come to light in the sky or nearby. Link would feel betrayed, and then there could be, like, serious conversations while they're putting it together, because the first minute was like, I could have sworn I left it here. I don't know where it went. And Link could be really salty. He's like, are you sure? Or is there something else you failed to tell me? Conveniently. Ah, dang it. Apparently this thing is good on grass, not good on dirt. Which could turn out to be a bit of a problem. Just looking at all that dirt that's right there. Excuse? Absolutely. This may not have been the best of moments. Pretty positive it's not a good one. This is a slow way to go about this. It's so incessantly uphill. There we go. Ow. There we go. There we go. We're going. We're going. Ever so slowly, we're going. I'm trying to get to the freaking Korok that's up here. There's too much incline and not enough grass. Oh, you've got to be joking. Really, dude? Really? I went through that whole effort. Yes! It's just enough. I just needed enough to get flying. There's another Korok that is here. It's something I can pick up quickly. Nope. Couldn't tell where it was. I stand gallantly upon his bag. And now we run. Thank you. Yeesh. Apparently, it's on the side. Ah, here you are. Thank you. The last major cluster is Zora's Domain area. There's a small pocket down by Lurelin, and a smattering, almost in a line around Mountain Neighbor. Ah, great, it's raining. That's nice. That's so nice. I'll take advantage of that. Oh, hello. Where are we going? Great! Well, I needed to come over here anyway, so... I guess it's fine. Oh, there was a updraft right here. Oh well. Are there any other major things that I think need to be covered in this story? Because every single companion character more or less has their own arc in their specific adventures. At least the four do, and then obviously Minoru is a different situation, which is then covered in more detail as she faces what she has gone through. Oh my. Dealing with information that is challenging, difficult. Arrow makes me think it's this tree. The big tree. It is the big tree! Now that everything is just along this eastern corridor, this eastern column, I'm somewhat abandoning my closest Korok strategy to just... We're just going. Say, I saw the sign. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get in the life where you belong. But where do you belong? These random songs I remember for no reason. Go away. You? It looks like I somehow missed a Korok right smack dab in the middle of Terrytown. Oh, maybe I have to shoot the bell. Did I not shoot the bell? I bet that's it. I feel like that's something I would have done. Obviously, I need to ring in more bells. Oh. There we go. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Then, slash now. I think it has to do with that archery. Yep, I can see the I can see the rock. Whee! On the one hand, it's really nice that it's supposed to be right here. This might be an easier place to start from. It's nice that there's enough of a cinematic nature to this game that makes it pretty easy to give you an overarching plot without too much difficulty. So at least as far as an overarching plot line, that summary took a lot less time than I worried it might. Unfortunately, that also doesn't take into account, excuse me, not an account, doesn't take into account the massive nature of this entire world. When I did Ocarina of Time, it was a lot easier to talk about the plot every single step of the way because it's a relatively smaller world. So there's a lot less comparatively empty space to have to finagle, to account for. It's a lot easier to just say that... Oh my gosh! It's a lot easier to say, all of it's important, I can talk about all of it. And that's the reason why I had such a hard time talking about this from the beginning. I didn't think that, and I'm very much right, that there was enough to create a... to create a story that could be talked about for the entirety of this adventure. Even if I wasn't necessarily... There we go. That's it. Was that faster than taking the time to put on the frog suit? I don't know. I just didn't feel like pressing pause multiple times, so I didn't have to. Anyhow. Even without going full completionism like I am right now, I was still able to fill up all the time of being a completionist in Ocarina of Time. Partially because I knew where everything was. But, like I said, it's small enough that I don't necessarily have all that much dead time to fill up. Where are you? Something to do with this rock. Oh, yep. Up here? Yep. I'm totally going wrong. You can see how much I don't care about him. Analet Ridge. Rock should be on the top of said ridge. Somewhere. Tree? I'm guessing tree. Which is only one letter off from betting tree. Oh, yep, there's rock. We're doing pretty good. We still have about 2 hours left, and I keep looking at what is left. There's a whole bunch in the Lenabre area and Zora's Domain, but it's also all right next to each other. Which means we might be able to get through it quickly. Of course. The highest point. Oh, look! Demons! That's nice. I don't feel like it. I just don't. Oh. I think it's that rock right here. There it is. Sorry. Oh. Nicely located, thank you. Ah. I see. I see, I see. Up, up we go. Oh. It's that. Alrighty. I'm on it. Ow. Ta-da! Well, now that I've gone through my whole summary of the story, I'm not sure what to talk about now. I was honestly worrying that that conversation was going to last a whole lot longer because I was having such a difficult time going over it the first time. Okay, there is one portal on the other side of the bridge over here. Grab it, and then there's one talus that's just kind of off by its own back in the Elton region. I'll grab it. Ignore me! Ignore me! Ignore me! I've been ignored! Maybe. I'm not sure. They might still come after me. Hopefully they won't. There we are. Okay, it's like right around here-ish? Or maybe... No, it's like right here. It's probably a fire one, too. Because fire in a volcano. Sorry, there's something that... Alright. You. It's more... Accidentally... There we go. Should be... Hey, look! Here's my girlfriend! Hi! I could see several instances where Link just looks up and sees the light dragon, understandably extremely depressed. He needs pep talks from his companions to help him get through this very emotionally trying time. Did not want to fall down, but you made me. There we go. I'm running out of good things to fuse it to. Guess it'll be that. Now I can jump back over here. All right. Over here we go. And head to a bridge first. Isoka Bridge. Sokala Bridge. Sokala. 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 Just mess with all the pronunciations. That looks like something I'm going to need to worry about later. Like a Korok tent. Here's the bridge. Ah. Huh. Okay. Up! Just like that. Now the closest one to here is nestled up next to the cliffside. I obviously don't want to climb the cliff side. Uh-oh. Oh, why are you there? Freaking crap baskets. All right, I guess we're doing this now. That's fine. I can use some stronger attack stuff. I'm fine with this. That'd be very beneficial for me. I wish I could grab that berry. But a little preoccupied. I think. Ah! Okay, less fine. That's bad. That should finish it. Need to get rid of the shield because... Oh, never mind. I have space. I forgot. Thank you. Should be right on top of this little plateau. It's raining. Aha! Oh, look. We'll try this. Oh, that's clever. Clever! This rain has been very touch and go. I'm in Washington. We're supposed to be getting a ton of rain for the rest of the week. Which, I mean, it's rain. You take it and come. You take it or leave it. Well, I mean, you take it because it's not like you can do it. Unless you're moving, you can't exactly leave it. Oh! You're facing the other way. Which way are we going, buddy? That's a ways over, don't you think? Just a little ways. Moody! In fact, a little frustrating, actually. And I don't have any fans, so... Wow, you were all the way over there. Hi, guys! Way too many of you. That on that. We'll put this on this. Da 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 da. Perfect Indiana Jones moment. There we are. Oh, I am left with a conundrum. There's a Korok in the area that we just left, but there's also one right behind me right now. I guess I've decided I'm going this way. Looks like it's hanging out where that updraft is. Sure, here. Ooh, it's right there. Look at that. If I'm lucky, it'll still be there when I fly back across. It totally is. Awesome. Thank you, plane, for being present. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'll be fine when it disappears at this point. Yes! I'll take it! I'll take it! Oh, dang. I should have stayed on it. Look at it go! It's fine. Okay. Korok should be... Oh, it's right there. Really? Ugh. I'm not a fan of that. Okay. Just have to take advantage of these. So hopefully... Go. And that should do it. Close, though. I could have repositioned it, but still. I'm glad I didn't have to. Okay. So now... we're... by all intents and purposes, we are done with the Akala region. We'll be picking up a seed on our way up and out of here. Ooh, unless it's up there. In which case... it raineth. Again. Why must it do this to me? Why, oh why must it do this to me? What do you mean I can't take it out here? Stop that. Thank you. Up. Take advantage of this. Here until up. Ah! Gotta know where it's going. Sometimes zooming is not useful. No, get back here! Stay! Deal with you in a minute. Once we need to go up there, assuming it's still raining, which it probably will be. Go! Whee! I promise we're almost done with those. Don't know how much, though. Give me a sec. 98%. Also, we've killed all the Hinoxes. So we're getting there. And there was, like, one Gleeok that's in the sky. I see 2 Korok seeds right next to each other. Excuse you! I'd say you could do that. I'm wondering if... Oh, it stopped raining again. Nice. Appreciate it. Means I can stop doing this. So that's you there, and then... What's the other one? Not sure. Well, let's deal with this first. Figure out where it is. Go. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't say you could do that. Okay, that one was mine. Starting to move again. Okay, the other one is supposedly right where I'm at right now, which makes me think that it is... Oh. Okay. That's strange. Okay, I feel like I should be able to get in there. So it looks like there's something in there, you know? That's weird. And this, I can already tell, is not taking me where I need to go. There is a Korok up here, so I can grab it. But still... It's seriously supposed to be right here. So if it's there and I can't reach it, it means... There it is. Behind the waterfall. Suddenly it all makes sense. Oh, look, Blood Moon. How quaint. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this outfit on because if I'm gonna be running around Zora's domain for a spell, I'm gonna need it. Hope you get the chance to see the lunar eclipse late tonight. Mine's at like 3 o'clock at night my time, so... Don't know if I'm gonna. Well, at least this one I wasn't being accosted by a Gleeok. So I'll take that as a win. I was hoping I could maybe drop down and then use something to recall and get back up. Probably wasn't going to happen. So, there's no easy way to get back, is there? Excuse me. So, if that's the case, let's just make this again. Because, dang it, this is really, really well. This is so much better. I should be using these a lot more often. A nice, peaceful ascent. But considering our location, I'm not going to be able to take it. That's fine. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Importantly, I can see the stone from here. I think I'll just take advantage of the fact that I can get up as high as I want to. And that should do it. And here we are. Korok. Since I'm going for efficiency, I'm trying to see what makes the most sense as a next destination. There's a traveling Korok over here. I'm not particularly enthused about its location, but all in all, it's better if I approach it from above. Well, I'm very concerned, considering its location here on the mountainside, where exactly I'm going to take it. Oh, good. There's a plane here. Oh. Really? You're right there. Oh. Okay, that's my fault. I could have taken care of this one whenever I wanted. Nah, indeed. Do I not have a... Alright. So be it. This is probably not the smartest move I've ever made. But I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine. We'll just have to. And it's raining again. Why is it always raining? Stop raining! I'm sick of the rain. Oh, look at that. What a great land. That's almost a perfect spot. The only way it could have gotten better is if I could have just talked to the Korok from standing on top of it. Okay. So we got that. We need to head back. We'll start here. There are 2 Korok seeds that are kind of hugging the northern edge of the plateau. Oops, I was not paying attention. My bee. Should be over here. There you are. It's not too bad. Ow. Whee! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, there is a waterfall over here that we can utilize to speed things up a smidge. I don't know why it took me this long to realize. Oh yeah, there's waterfalls. This is what happens when you go by region instead of by closest. Either way. Second waterfall that's a little dried out. Right here, it should have... Behold. I don't care about him. I don't care about him. I ain't dealing with him. We're moving on. There are a few Koroks hanging out in the reservoir lake, and 2 of them are traveling Koroks. There is a... Should probably start with this traveling Korok first because it's closest to what could be the top of the mountain. Oh. Wait, you're facing the other direction? Well, I am glad that I came to see you first, but where? That's not too bad. I can live with that. Part of me thought maybe I could strap him to a cart or something and ride the thing down. But then I thought, you know what? I have this stairwell right here. Why not just take advantage of gravity? It works so well. Ta-da! All things considered, that actually wasn't too bad. Now we can just run right back. All right. Should be able to pick up. Right. Oh, there you are. Apparently we're climbing. Okay. I suppose that works. This next one, I know I walked right past because it is right around here. Right around here. Means right there. Yeah, ha ha! Well, with that out of the way. Oh, what to say? Come on. Grab these and this. Take advantage of them. Okay, we're gonna start by going to the far side. I just completely ran over a duck. Need to avoid the whirlpool. Supposedly, there's a Korok right. Wrong way! I was looking at the wrong part of the map. Alright, supposedly there's a Korok. Right. Oh, see? There you go. Some long-range shots. Whew. Okay. Now we go over here because there is a Korok that needs transported. Preemptive. Because I know what those things are going to do. It's there. Hey, buddy. Where are we going? Makes sense. We're just crisscrossing. Crisscrossing the reservoir. I already talked to you. Take one look at my map and... Whee! After this, we can head to Zora's Domain proper. There are two over there. I can't help but wonder if one of them is sitting on top. That often seems to be the case. Someone's attacking my raft! Ta-da! Alright. So we come up here so we can take the high approach. We're doing what is essentially kind of a curved loop following the river. And then coming up along the northern side of Mount Lanayru. Drop down the wrong pipe. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna start up top. Oh, see? There's one. Freaking knew it. The other one is relatively behind it. Right about where I'm standing now. This is where I would have put it. Does not seem to be the case. There is nothing here. Immediately here. Here. Aha! Found a rock! It's been solved! Okay. So now, we head our way out of town, and the next one actually is basically up there. Oh my gosh, I can see it. Freaking see it from here. If that is the case, I need to see. Yes! How quickly we can get up there. And it appears we can get up there very quickly indeed. Gorgeous. have all these arrows. Okay. The next one should be hanging out by the bridge here. I'm guessing it's underneath. Oh! A little bit more underneath than I was predicting. But it still counts. Asking a little too much there. I'm trying too hard here. That should help. That's much better. Now, I can just go to the top. Now then. Tree? Tree. Thank you, tree. So funnily enough, I never crossed that bridge. And I need to cross that bridge in order to mark it as a place on my map. These funny little things that somehow count. It's no worries. After that, we need to head over to Ralph's pond. There we go! Pluto's Crossing. Apparently, I'm not allowed to jump over the... Okay. Is it possible for me to set all of those off? It'd be really cool if I could. I totally just did. Did not have the effect I was hoping for, but I totally did. Ow! Okay, that's mine. Yeah, that ain't working, buddy. Goodbye. Okay. Well, that was funny. So, probably more effort than I needed to exert. Oh well. I'm not gonna be able to. Let's work myself up that way. I wish I could, but I can't. This, however, is an option. Puts me very close to... Ah, right here. Perfect. I wonder if they ever come and pick up all these bows that I keep leaving behind. Because I don't have room. I'm sure they could use them. Materials aren't cheap after all. Go! Ta-da! Okay. This is not the direction I need to go in. I need to go this way. Across the pond. There should be a traveling Korok below us. Oh, there he is. And great. Where are you taking me? You've got to be... Okay, I will deal with you in a second. That is way too far. That is way too far. I have other Koroks that are right here. I do not want to double back if I don't have to. Efficiency is the name of the game here. I only have 50 minutes more, approximately, for streaming tonight. Which, by the way, based on how all of this is going, I am expecting that we will be finishing this game off next week. So that's pretty cool. Okay, where did that flower go? There you are. Yeesh. Where are we going? There we are. Excuse me. All right, back over here. Fine. Put the froggy suit back on. This is raining like heck. All right. Here we are. Is it just this? I guess it's just this. There we go. A little bit more than just this. Go. You, sir. There. And... I am out of control sticks. Crap. Are you sure that there's no... There isn't any. Great. Just great. I'm looking forward to this. Not really looking forward to this. Okay, here's hoping. Actually, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Good. Awesome! It looked a lot farther when we zoomed over, when we first saw it. Oh. I missed one. back up the river ways. Also, the bridge. Another bridge that we just completely bypassed. How did I get here the first time? I think I was going along the upper ridge. Ah, it's right there. There we go. Orin Bridge. And now, pop. All right. It's like right here. I'm thinking this is going to be a little faster. I could be completely wrong. But it looks like it's closer. And I'll be starting from a higher altitude. I think. Kind of. I will be once I get up. Are good. Oh, I can see the rock. That must be it. Thank you very much. Here, a ridge here. Ow. I freaking hate you all. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, Nadra. Come here, rock. Put you down. Here. Okay. We have, at this point, basically a string to follow. Start down here, we grab a couple, and then we just kind of follow a line. I feel really good about this. This does not include the ones that we still have hanging out in the sky. So we're not quite there. But dang, are we close. Very close. And we just invited danger. Except he didn't see us, so we're good. Oh. Except... Oh, wait. Ah! We have successfully avoided him. Put my good outfit back on. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised if there's a Korok right here at this very obvious tree. Question of where it's true. In the oh, there you are. Yay! Okay, now we just follow the waterway. We'll be crisscrossing it a few times. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to that platform. Shoot, looks like and it's raining again. I'm sick of the rain. I'm trying really hard to not have to switch clothing ever again. So my attempts to not have to switch outfits again continues. There we are. Okay. Let's see. Ah. It's the tree. Well, there went that plan. Back to the frog. And it's not even here. What the crap? So... I saw it. I saw it. It's fine. I'll be fine. At the very least, it was sending us in the proper direction, so we don't have to double back. We just have to recross the river. Actually, we're headed down here. Okay. Ow. Totally unnecessary. That was totally rude. I understand. I don't even need their materials. They just have to die. They don't get to do that to me. Not without paying the penalty. Hey. There is a little bit of climbing that we have to do to get this next one. Part of me that says I should just make another hot air balloon. In fact, I am going to make another hot air balloon because I have the materials. And it's just convenient. It's convenient, it's fast, and I have a lot of supplies. I should actually use some of the stuff that these developers bothered to give me. Alrighty. Oh, okay. So that's what we're... It's like to do this. There we are. Feel good about that. Okay, down to Lanayru Bay we go. Which is just down the mountainside. There's a traveling Korok and a regular. Right next to each other, basically. I can only hope that the traveling Korok doesn't want to go up the cliffside that we just left. Whoa! I did not mean to press that button. I don't even know what button I pressed. They were going on these rocks. They were definitely going to make us get on the big one. Oh, I see the traveling Korok. I don't like the way it's facing. It's the opposite way from the way I want to go. But it doesn't look like it's on a really big altitude issue. I can live with that. Because... oh, those were not the supplies that I thought they were. Darn! Alright, well... tell you what. Didn't I have a... there you are. I mean, if I have so much ore, I might as well use it, you know? And I can use this to shoot back down the bay as we go to the next few items. Items. The Koroks. The next few Koroks. Alright. Good, I'm glad you're still here. There should be two that I can get this way, and then we have to go back up Mount Lanayru. I have to switch my outfit. Man, what am I going to do with myself when we're done with this thing? I already know myself when we're done with this thing. I want to have a brief stint, because the game is up and short, with Adventure of Link. I'm thinking of replaying Echoes of Wisdom. But there's also a part of me that says there is, at this point, only one Zelda title that I have yet to 100%. I probably should do that. But Adventure of Link is coming first, so we're doing that regardless. Worry about the other one when we get there. I don't need to have my whole life planned out. Just enough. Okay. Intret Island. Must be that. There we go. I'm guessing it's going to be a rock on top of the island. That seems most likely. Oh, nope. Just running around. I'm fine with that. Okay, we hit now the final stint with the cold. Grabbing 1, 2, 3. 3 in the actual cold areas, maybe 4, but 5 total. Here are those things. There's that. Cross talus. Don't have to worry about that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Looking like we need to... Okay, this is not working very well. Do I have a... I don't think I do. I don't! That'll work! The question being, how many of these do we need to chop down before we have enough weight to... pop out the plug? There we go. Okay. Down the mountain we continue. Specifically this way. These next two are very much at the edge of the mountainside. Hello, goodbye. Woo! That was close. And down we go. It's way too snowy. It's hard for me to see. Oh, nope. Now it's raining. Great. Sacrifice one precipitation for another. Ah! Alright. Good. I'll take it. Up. There we go. Getting excited. Feeling the near completion. There you are. Guessing we're going to just be hopping on all of these rocks. Definitely are. Oh, I was wrong! Ah! It's fine. Alright. Next one's like right around here in Walnut Mountain. If my memory of the environmental stuff is correct, this is the last one that's going to require actual winter gear. For me to see exactly where. Oh, nope, I can see it from here. Got another rock circle. Right up. Cooks and kills. Or kills and cooks. Go. Alrighty. Pressed too many things, it froze on me. Turn it off and on again. Okay. This is another one of those where I know I just happened to bypass it at least twice. But that's how it goes. Oh, that's why. Because by the looks of it, it's on top of this little bump. We kept going around. And it's raining again. Glorious. And now it's not raining again. Okay, fine. Make up your mind. Go. Next destination, I believe, is right there or right there. It's probably that one. But in order to do that, I need one of these. I was originally going to do the one on Eventide Island last, but I already have this boat. I might go there first. As soon as I grab this one, obviously. On the other hand, I don't really need the boat, because I can just work with it. Right? Yes. So, maybe I will save the tide for last. Oh, really? Huh. So I got that one. I didn't get this one. So, are you just up here then? You are just up here. Okay. Huh. Okay. Now, I'm not certain about this next one. I can't tell if it is above or below. Because it's more or less right where that outcropping is. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can see below it. I hate you! So, cave, obviously. Then, this. Okay, it's supposed to be basically right where I'm standing. There's plenty of this stuff, which isn't going to have what I need. I'm happy to take these fans, though. Appreciate that. So... Oh! You see that? A little rock jutting out from the side of the cliff. That's what we're looking for. It's gonna be right here, isn't it? No! Eggs! I was wrong. Okay, it's up top. It is definitely up top. And there's no good way to get at it either. So we're just gonna have to climb this manually. Oh well. Oh well. Let's see. 1, 2. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 left after this one. Along with a... Yeah. 7 left after this one, along with a location and a talus. Uh-oh. Good freaking rain. Dang it. Happy to have all the eggs. things... It just stopped! Why are you raining again? Ah! I am sick and tired of the rain. I mean, at least, thank goodness, this is Tears of the Kingdom and I have a frog suit, but... Ah! Ah, I say. Okay, this better have been worth it. Okay, I have climbed all the way to the top. I am currently standing where it's supposed to be. It is not here. So it must be somewhere else. There used to be a shrine here. It's interesting that they left the outcropping. There it is. Ugh. Gross. There. Now that we're back up here, we can come over here and move on to 7. It's that tree. It is definitely that tree. Right? Oh. Take that arrow back. Thank you. And the Korok should be right about where I am now. Palamare Ruins. I had not activated that yet. Oh, I see the... I need to stand on this part. Aha! Okay, he's facing that way. I'm gonna leave that for later. I'm gonna go kill the final Talus. Which should be right up here. I think. Maybe? Oh. Wow, my aim is sucking. Running out of arrows again. Oh, there we go. Thank you. There we go. Talus is gone. We're 100% on Talus! Thank freaking goodness. Thank you for the replenished arrows. Definitely need that. As we check and see what this is. Okay. Thank you, Topaz. Okay. We can run around the side faster than the usual. Okay. Oh! I can see the stump. Hello, stump. Oh. Excuse? What the heck? I was right there! What the crap? Let's try that again, shall we? I failed again. I don't even know what I did wrong that time. I pressed incorrect buttons is what happened. Maybe I should just dive. There! I do not pretend to be proficient at this game. Just unequivocally tenacious about it. Almost hilariously so. In fact, sometimes very hilariously so. Okay, depending on where this Korok says he wants to go, I may have to build 2 more transport items. Though, I think I'm going to throw caution to the wind here. Because I have plenty of materials, I can totally do this. In fact, I should have done it sooner. There he is. Looks like... Looks like he's headed over there. No other fans. That's alright by me. Alright, buddy. How far are we going? That's a ways a ways. I think I have this. You go there, I go here, we go Noom! Timing is just about right. really good. To take care of final rocks here on the surface. We'll save the ones that are lingering about in the sky for the beginning of next week. Can't go any farther. I'm not allowed to just go out to sea. That's interesting. The fans are situated as such that I drift slightly to the left. Crazy animations. I'd like to grab that one traveling Korok that we passed by earlier. Because I'm betting that that one's actually going to end us up right at the edge of the peninsula there, which is where one of the other Korok seems to be. Yes, I'm totally going to add a third one. Why wouldn't I? Fine, I'll be nice. I don't need to. But I can, you know, help a fellow traveler out. Okay, where are we going? Oh, okay, not to the edge of the peninsula, but it's on the peninsula. And now I have enough forward momentum and balance with the Korok that I don't have to continually tilt up. It's a wet journey, but it's a fast one. Ta-da! That's all the traveling Koroks collected. I would like to ignore this. Is it going to be this? No, that's a treasure chest. All right. Ah. There we go. Alrighty. So now that we are traveling towards the final Korok on the ground, I am doing the thing that I have done so many times before, and I know I'll regret if I actually succumb to this temptation. It is the, ooh, maybe I want to finish everything tonight kind of temptation. Because I'm so close, you know? I'm so close. I just have a handful of Koroks left, and then I do, hi Gallium, and then I do the end, and then we're good. That'll only take, like, what, 30 minutes, right? But I should know better. I should know better. And the me should knowing better says, if I do this thing, it will take much longer than 30 minutes. It'll take at least 2 hours. And I should not be doing that. That would be a bad idea. That would in fact be detrimental to my physical health. Of course. But at 561 Koroks obtained. Well, seeds currently in my possession. Let's be honest about this. Everything on the surface has been dealt with. Everything in the depths has been dealt with. There is but one section to finish off. And I can tell you, it's not very big. How many am I looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe 17, unless I didn't count that right. That's it! You can see why I'm sorely tempted to just finish this off now. You know? Sorely tempted. Because regardless of what happens, next week, to finish this game off at 100%, is going to take substantially less time than four hours. In fact, I know I will upload this to YouTube next week, but I may stream the end of this later this week. Because I'm so close, you know? I'm so close. And if I'm that close, then, well, %, of all Koroks. Well, no, excuse me, 98% of all Koroks collected. There is one Gleeok. We are at 99% completion. We are looking pretty darn good. And so, with that being the case, and with the assurance that we are going to be finishing this game off at 100% come next stream, this is where we're going to be ending things for the night. We have nothing but the sky to go and the final conclusion of Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you all so much for being here, regardless of how you were able to participate, hanging out in the background, chatting on here, watching this over on YouTube. If you are watching this over on YouTube, it would be absolutely wonderful to see you come on by. I'm always streaming Zelda on Mondays. Genshin Impact is always on Wednesdays, and then I'm playing other stuff usually on Thursdays and Sundays, starting at 6 p.m. normally, Pacific time. It'd be wonderful to see you somewhere out there in the multiverse.